Oh man! So let's go through the lists. All right, boys, and we're going to go 25 to 1, and then we're going to have on all of our guys. All right, we'll have Bill Matz to talk Flyers. So we'll get with him. We'll have Kyle to talk Sixers. We'll have Jimmy Salisbury to talk Phillies, and Bo Wolf to talk Eagles.
Can't wait.
And so we'll go through all of those games, kind of relive it. It's a whole Rite Aid back in the moment whole show, reliving these most memorable games. This is it, because after this week, Phillies are back, Eagles will start camp, football, the whole thing, and we're going to arc toward the best time of the year, which is September, October, and the whole thing starts over again. We love it. All right, coming in at number 25. This was May 20th, 2004, Game 6 against the Lightning. Eastern Conference Finals, Flyers and Lightning. That was a great series. It went 7. It was a series of attrition. The Flyers lost defensemen, but that Game 6 was an amazing game, overtime game. Simon Gagne wins that game in overtime.
Yes. I don't really. I got to be honest.
Remember that one?
I'm out on this one. I don't have a great memory of a lot of great Flyers games for some reason.
All right. Well, I like this, right? So if you guys remember this stuff, you chime in, all right? Because I'm weird with these games.
Yeah, you're like Rain Man.
Yeah, I'm a little on the spectrum.
I mean, I'll be honest. 2000.
I am. Listen, I have weird memories and stuff of that sort.
2004, I was all giddy on the Eagles, cuz I'll be honest with you. But I've seen the highlights of it. It was an impeccable game, and like I told you earlier, Simon Gagne deserves a little more talk in the city, I should say.
Yes, you love Simon.
You guys.
By the way, you look good with your clean shave. You getting ready for the wedding?
It's a married look, guys.
JP gets married a week from today.
He looks like he's 12.
He does. You look good, buddy. They're like the old grandparents. Shave. You're so handsome. You gotta shave.
All right, so listen. Andrew shaved. Cuz is shaved. VJ.
No, he'll never.
No
that's his look. He's got his own cartoon cat, like his caricature with that.
Yeah, I like that.
It's cool. That's his look. He'll never change that look.
I just can't ever imagine VG bald, shaved completely.
No,
not completely.
Did you have it? I first met VG almost 25 years ago.
The old neighborhood.
Did you have the goatee?
I did. It started in 1993.
All right.
Wow.
My college roommates, we all did a who can hold out the longest without shaving. And I won. And I was like, I'm just going to keep this part of it. And I've had it ever since.
And you never shaved?
I mean, I was in a near-death car wreck where it was shaved off. It's been shaved a couple times. But I've always had it for the most part.
All right. 24. Sixers. 0-1 playoffs. Game 7. Raptors. Vince Carter misses the shot at the buzzer. Sixers win 88-87. Vince Carter graduated North Carolina the day before. A lot was made that he went to the graduation, showed up, had his chance to crush us at the Wells Fargo Center, and he back rims it.
Because I think this game's going to tie into another game we're about to talk about in this list. But yes, it was entertaining. 23, Phillies, October 6th, the division series, Game 1 against the Reds, Friday, twilight. Roy Halladay, no hitter.
I remember that one.
Shoots running out. Remember the dribbler right in front of the plate?
Yes.
Shoots gets out like a cat. Throws the first.
Yes.
No hitter. Goes out. Charges. Shoots. Hugs him. Tackles him. Oh, it was fabulous.
First stars of Philly in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was awesome. 2010. All right, number 22, December 19th. 2010, Eagles, Giants, Miracle of the Meadowlands, Roman numeral 3, Deshaun Jackson. Don't kick the Deshaun. They do it, and Deshaun fumbles the ball, picks it up, Giants over pursue, and he's off to the house.
I remember this one like it was yesterday, cuz. I wonder, because here's the thing. I was, 15 years old at the time? I literally changed the channel once it was like 35-7. And then something in my head, I was like, you know what? Let me just go check back real quick. Let me just check to see they didn't score another touchdown. And then that's when they started scoring one after the other. And next thing you know, Deshaun Jackson scored the game winner.
It's like Freddie versus Jason versus Freddie part. I can't believe there's 3 miracles of Meadowlands.
I know.
When does it end?
It's unbelievable.
Part 3
coming this fall.
This year is part 4, man. Yeah. That's it, boys. I love it. All right. Coming in at number 21, Phillies, 1993, Braves, Game 6, Tommy Green. And the Phillies beat the mighty Atlanta Braves to get to the World Series.
Always fun beating the Braves in the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy Green, who would expect that? Who would have thought
Nobody, right? Nobody. Like, it was incredible. Coming in at 20. This is one of my favorite games. This was the opener against Washington, Chip Kelly's first game. And it was a video game.
Yeah.
They looked. I remember watching the game. It was a Monday night, and I'm watching the game, and I'm like, mouth is ajar. Like, oh my God, I'm agape. Can you believe it? How in the world they're unstoppable. They were lightning fast. Vic was like throwing dimes. They couldn't touch him. Shady's going. Deshaun over the top. They were like unstoppable.
The other team were huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was happening.
It was outrageous. It was that's a game. Like, and it's funny because after that game, it was like a steady slope downward with Chip Kelly.
No, for sure, man. That was a fun offense.
That game was ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, 19. This is game 2 against the Brewers in 08. And of course, that's the CC Sabathia game. All right, which was awesome. You remember CC was ridiculous. The Brewers get him at the deadline. They throw him on 3 days rest for the rest of the season. He's unhittable. He's unbelievable. All right, he's got a spell of wildness. And, of course, the fans are going nuts, right? And Citizens Bank, CC's all jacked up. Adrenaline races through his veins, and he gets wild. He walks Brett Myers.
That's the thing. He had a meltdown against a pitcher.
Yes. And then Victorino with the grand slam.
Grand slam.
That was fabulous. Number 18. This is game 7 against the Raptors. Wait, which one's this one?
Where you at?
Where you at, number?
I'm looking at my
18.
list.
Yeah, game. That's the Kawhi.
Oh,
Triple
God,
doink.
Yes.
That's
what am I saying?
Triple doink.
Yeah, so we're doing most memorable games. And, oh, God. Oh, God.
That's where we hit a rough patch of games
Heartbreak.
here.
Well, that's why I said karma. Vince missed it in
yeah,
01.
and Kawhi makes it.
It's karma,
Yeah.
cuz.
Yeah, 2019. That was, and we found out later that Jimmy Butler did not go to shoot around that day of Game 7. He was staying at a different hotel than the rest of the team. And then we found out about the rift between him and Brett Brown and him and Tobias Harris. And of course, they chose.
Jimmy was right.
Yeah, wrong. And they let Jimmy walk.
Think about it. Jimmy scored the last bucket before Kawhi hit that shot, too.
I know.
He had the last layup.
Yeah. Number 17. This is a stretch of their memorable games, but they're disappointments. Joe Carter, 1993. There it is. Game 6. Fry those Phillies. All my boys, Boo and Tooch, Vinny, and all those guys, they drove up. I was living in Chicago.
Man.
Wow.
They drove up for that game.
Jeez, that's got to suck.
Joe Carter.
Brutal. That was such a
Gotta
gut
go to
punch.
Canada as well. Like,
Yeah. 16. The Eagles, 19. Oh, this is the Fog Bowl, 1988. And I remember I was watching with my cousin. We're sitting there, and the fog is rolling in, and we were all excited. Buddy they flew into Chicago on a Friday, right? The game was on a Saturday. They flew in on a Friday. They're in 2 buses. They take the buses around the loop of Chicago, which is downtown Chicago. They're blaring their horns. The Eagles are here. Cool. The Eagles are here.
That's right? Cool.
Freaking out. And they were moving the ball up at Randall looked great. This was going to be it. Super Bowl run. And then the freaking fog off of Lake Michigan comes in, turns the whole place opaque. You can't look in front of your hands. You can't see.
Do you remember, like, I saw some, like, the NFL film stuff, like, where, like, the reporter was literally on the field, and, like, you could see, like, the fog behind, and there was literally the game going on, and you literally couldn't see anything.
No, the broadcast was not. You couldn't see any of it.
How did they play that game, though? Like, that's what I asked you before. Like, I was like, how do they, because you couldn't see anything.
See, in this day and age, you would never play that game.
No.
You would not. Like, they would suspend it until the fog lifted.
Yeah.
They would never have done it.
Goodell probably have some kind of vacuum machine that would just suck the fog up. Some giant fan.
Yes.
He's not messing around with fog.
Yes. All right. The 15. This was the Keith Primo game.
Yeah.
May 4th, 2000. Eastern Conference semifinals. Penguins. 5 overtimes.
I mean, this is high up for me. One of my favorite all-time Flyers games.
I know. I love that game.
Yeah.
It was a war of attrition. They were ordering pizzas.
To be in the city at that time, people were out at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I watched the game at a bar, Matty Brown's.
Yeah.
Right
around the corner from
me. On South Street.
Yeah.
So I watched the game at a bar, and they kept the bar open because the game ended like whatever it was, 2:30 in the morning.
You can't end that game.
It was awesome. October 25th, 1987. This is week 6 against the Cowboys' revenge off of the Scab team. And this was the fake nail down by Randall. The fake, it was unbelievable.
Never done before.
Yeah, this is one of the games where you guys had to educate me on because I had no idea about this game. And that is awesome. And, I love hearing some of these buddy stories. Because, like, the one thing about Philadelphians, we're so proud. We're proud of being from Philly. We're proud of our teams. And Buddy also instilled some pride, too.
It was unbelievable. In fact, as I'm going through, remember, check out the piece. We did an article. Here it is, right here on allphly.com. And so you can read it, check it out. This is, as we go through that list, that game that we're talking about, which comes in at number 14, it was awesome. Like, it was the Cowboys. They had rubbed their Scab team into it here. And then Buddy goes nuts. Like, it was awesome.
Because Buddy was playing with he had no players. The Cowboys had like a decent amount of players cross the picket line.
Cross the line,
and just smashed whatever trash Buddy Ryan was playing with. Man, the look on Tom Landry's face when that fake kneel down happened. Oh.
He throws a bomb to Mike Quick. And it was a pass interference at the 1 yard line. And then they run it in for a touchdown. Yep. It was the greatest. It was unbelievable. That's awesome. Real quick, let's kind of go through it because we're going to talk to all of our guys. Number 13, the 08 stares into the night against the Dodgers.
Into the night.
Yeah.
Which was an awesome, incredible game. 1987, Game 6 against Edmonton, against the Oilers. The mighty Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Mark Messier, Edmonton Oilers, and that was the J.J. Daigneault goal.
Jeez, probably my favorite Flyers moment.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, always running the dynasty, the Flyers.
At 11, of course, 2001, the step over. Yeah. Tyronn Lue. There's AI. AI was awesome. and they steal game 1. And we're like, oh, my God. This thing is Shaq and Kobe. And there's AI step over. Oh, fabulous. Here's the rest of it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it was a great game. How about the body bag game coming in at number 10?
Best name.
That was unbelievable. Brian Mitchell, who later comes here to return punts, is forced into the game after the Eagles knock out They're starting their first two string quarterbacks.
They knocked 6 players out.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And think about it. They dub it the body bag game.
Yeah, they were just like limping off the field. These players were hurt.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was funny because the body bag game, there was another one in Houston, and they called it the House of Pain game. You brought the house, we brought the pain. What? Like, how great is
like
that?
anyone who doesn't understand why like Buddy Ryan's a folk legend,
right? Like,
just come on.
Like seriously, it was ridiculous. It was so cool.
He had a lot of great moments.
Oh yeah, I mean it was unbelievable, really. How about this one? Number 9, of course, the 2018 NFC Championship game against the Vikings.
So awesome.
The return. How about it? That was the moment, right? Because we turn around, the Vikings are up 7-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was a little worried.
And then they get the ball back and they're driving.
I was at that game with the bro. That might have been the moment.
That's the moment.
Because we were at that game. And we were at the game
pick
before.
6,
Yep.
and then Nick Foles gets hot. Foles. And at the end, Foles.
Yeah.
That was outrageous. Number 8, May 31st, 1983, the last title for the 76ers as Mo Cheeks, the exclamation mark, the junk that sweeps the Lakers.
Then he's like leaping and skipping afterwards.
Yeah, but beautiful. Number 7. This was, I thought, a miss. We had to add this. This was Game 5. Philly Strohs, Nolan Ryan. Remember back then, way back in those old days, they went to 5-game series. And so there wasn't 7, it was 5 games. And every game was like an epic game to get to the World Series. And they win in the Astrodome, Game 5.
4 of the 5 extra innings, right?
Yes.
This is one where you had to educate all of us on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was one I felt
A
strongly
little
about.
disappointed.
May 23rd, 1982. This is number 6 overall. The 1982 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7 against the Celtics. The Sixers had a 3-1 lead the year before. They lose. They 3 in a row. Well, this year, that year in 1982, the Sixers again had a 3-1 lead. They lost 2 in a row to go to the Garden on a Sunday afternoon, Game 7.
Oh, my God.
And they had fans were dressed in sheets, the ghosts of the Boston Garden. And nobody gave the Sixers any chance. And the Sixers won. They blew them out. That was
That's my boy, Andrew Toney, had a big game.
That's it, 43.
Boston Strangler.
43.
Yeah.
That's when he got the name, the Boston Strangler. That was awesome. Number 5, Flyers down 3-0 in the series.
There we go.
All right, down 3-0 in the game. Laviolette calls the timeout. Let's play with some jam, right? And oh my God, the Flyers, they get 3-1, and they make it 3-2, and the tire, and the Flyers go on, shock the world in Boston.
Not just one of the best Philly sports games of all time, because it's one of the best NHL playoff games of all time.
Oh my God. Like the series, you're down 3-0 in the series. You get back to tie the series, you fall behind 3-0 in Game 7, you come back to tie it and then win.
That season was fun, man.
That was a great one. Number 4, of course, 1980, Game 6, Phillies, Royals.
Tug
McGraw. That was what you remember the pop up, the Bob Boone Pete Rose, right? So this is unbelievable. Bob Boone flubs the pop up. It's in foul territory. Pete Rose scoots over from first and snags it out of the air for the out.
You ever saw that? Oh
no.
Yeah. It pops out of Boone's glove, and Pete Rose is right there to grab it for an out.
Ridiculous.
Jeez.
Of course, number 3 overall, January 11th, 1980. The 1980 NFC Championship game against the Cowboys.
Wilbert.
Yes, Wilbert's run where he goes off tackle to the right side, a gaping hole in the Cowboys' front, scoots into the second level, and then he's a blur into the end zone, 20-7. The Birds, they made the Cowboys wear the blue jerseys.
Yeah, it's such a thing back then.
Yeah, they were unlucky, the blue
awesome.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Don't bet the Cowboys. The Eagles knew what they were doing.
Tom Landry in his frozen face.
Vermeil, yeah. I was a little boy at the game with my father.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Number 2.
Longest game
Of
ever.
course, October 27th, 2008, resumption of Game 5 after the rains stalled Game 5. Phillies were up 1-0. Major League Baseball did not want to end the World Series after a long rain delay. The game was complete. They allowed them to come back. They played, fused to stop it. The Rays, off a missed pop-up by Utley, because you can't see, tie it at 1. The game gets suspended. Yeah. And, of course, we know what happened on that next night. Jeff Jenkins. And, of course, number 1, everybody has to get number 1,
this is
right?
No-brainer.
Finally, after all those years, Saint Nick delivers the Eagles the first Super Bowl. BG, Brandon Graham, strip of Brady, and that was it. Because still that point, you're still worried about Dracula taking him down the field after the Eagles had to go ahead.
One of the most entertaining football games, and obviously the moment we all were waiting for here in Philadelphia.
Philly.
Philly.
Think about that. And I love the mic up, where he goes over and Doug's going, he's looking at his chart, he's got the glasses, right, the reading glasses, and want to do Philly? Yeah, let's do it.
They're so casual.
I know.
Philly.
Right before halftime. Let's do it.
You know what else makes that play great is that the Patriots kind of ran a similar play like a drive before that too, with Tom Brady going out for
they did.
And then he
flubbed it.
He flubbed it.
And then Nick Foles
and then they do it.
scores it.
Yes.
That was got a backup quarterback, and he's just so like,
dude.
Philly. All right, yeah,
There's a
let's do
folklore
it.
here in Philadelphia.
And it just like that. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, God.
Right, and again, if you don't get that at halftime, Patriots got all the momentum, and oh my God, and they were already on the comeback trail. Remember, Brandon Cooks gets knocked out of the game.
Oh yeah,
that was a big moment.
Yeah, and then they were going to Gronk. Remember, they were going. Oh man, that was Gronk all day.
It's maybe a little biased, but I think that was the best Super Bowl ever. Most
it
entertaining
was.
game.
I mean, come on, it was the greatest. It was just
so
fantastic. Oh my God.
We all silly like the mayor.